Gamers podcast.
That was beautiful.
Not really, it's just typical generic welcome one and all to this lovely thing that's probably not going to be so lovely, but it probably is.
Okay, so what are we talking about today?
Well, I believe on the list here, I believe we have Soul Eater and RWBY is on the agenda here.
Okay, I think we should talk about Soul Eater first, just for shits and giggles.
Basically was the first thing created before RWBY was. So it just stands to logical reasoning. We start with the oldest.
Okay, so thoughts on Soul Eater. Overall, good series. I mean, besides the ending, which I will probably get to later on, the series was going so well, and even when it branched away from the manga, it still was a good series. I guess, what I've heard, they ran out of a budget, so they rushed the ending, which I have to admit is better than the manga ending. I mean, I don't even want to bring that up. It's just, it pains my memories.
Yeah, the first time I was introduced to Soul Eater was by the anime version as well, before I took interest in the manga to see out of interest what the differences were, and I thought the anime was quite good, but ending, it's one of those I can take it or leave it sort of endings. Basically, you see typical in anime, in my view, but that's just me. Others might find it was really good. I mean, it was quite a good final battle in that final episode.
I don't even think there was... It's a little girl punching a guy in the face, and then he freaking explodes and dies. Power of friendship. I mean, courage. Too much My Little Pony.
Yes, I can probably see that.
Okay, but it's... Compared to the manga ending, the Soul Eater ending was perfect compared to the manga ending.
Yes, that would be the true. We'll probably get to that ending in a few moments.
Both the endings resulted in people rushing. Like, the only reason that Studio Bones had the rush is because of the budget, and Okubo rushed it because I think he just wanted to get it done with. He just wanted to get writing Soul Eater not already.
Yeah, Soul Eater not with the...
which is also good.
Yes, with the triangle of...
little girls!
Of girls.
But I'm surprised there hasn't been any freaking panty shots in Soul Eater not compared to Soul Eater. Honestly. Much more innocent.
Panty shots in Soul Eater? Why does that sound so foreign to me?
Where have you been?
I have no idea.
Okay, panty shots and boob shots, if that makes you feel better.
It's probably just because it's just one of those things that just blocked from my mind, maybe.
Okay, I can't go through this podcast without talking about the manga ending. Oh my god. So, the first thing I have to bring up is the boobs. The boobs!
Oh, dear
the boobs! There are just so many! Okay, so, if you don't know, people out there who are actually listening to this, Krona, instead of emitting a horrible madness onto the world, he emits the madness of boobs. Okubo, you sly fucking dog!
He probably watched Psycho no Quasar and thought, I gotta get me in on some of that.
But, it basically, I guess it means two things. I guess it's supposed to reminisce the first couple chapters of the manga, which if you don't know, it has a lot of boobs, just to say that. And if you watch the first episodes of Soul Eater, yeah, boobs, basically. I guess it's supposed to reminisce that, like, things haven't really changed. But also, what it states in the manga is that Kid says that boobs represent maternities, or mothers, something Krona never had. So, as corny as that sounds, it's true.
Yeah, it's probably is what he was trying to go for with the whole motherly love, all that jazz. But it just comes off as being a tad sleazy, if you know what I mean.
I think Okubo just needed an excuse to draw boobs.
I think he just wanted an excuse to draw gropings too.
That's what he was born to do. Okay, what else about the ending? Speaking of boobs.
Yeah, should we bring up the fact that Maka just basically decided boobs are more important than her father?
Yeah, your dad was about to die. You were so concerned about him 1 minute, and then the next minute you're like, okay, fuck you, I'm gonna go grope Marie, okay, bye. And speaking of Marie... Folks. I don't even want to go there.
Joking.
Speaking of Marie, holy... You, Okubo, you sly fucking dog, once again! She's pregnant now, guys. Sink all the fucking Stein Medusa ships. Tumblr was crying over this.
Yeah, you heard right, folks. Stein Sensei, the crazy mad scientist who loves to dissect things in class, or anywhere for that matter.
Over it. And then he gets over it.
Yeah, I just kind of went like, jeez, man, let the kid, have like a day at least.
I mean, seriously. And then it blows over, like, Maka's like, oh, people have been mourning Lord Death so much. Well, I gotta see it to believe it, because no one really gives a shit 2 days afterwards. Because then they're like, oh, kids, Lord Death, hooray.
Yeah, could there just be, like, something to commemorate this, or basically show reactions at least?
Yeah, no one barely showed anything, and right after Maka said that, you see, like, Soul get friggin' have boobs shoved in his face. I'm not taking anything seriously.
Just makes me think that, Death's dead, oh, that's not new.
Yeah, whatever. Okay, the next part. If you haven't read the manga, everyone, there's a character called Gopher. Very interesting character. How a story gets wrapped up. It doesn't. It really doesn't. He just sits there like, W mouth, and that's it.
I am just sitting here nodding my head to this.
I thought you read the manga.
Yes, I know, but I'm just sitting here nodding my head to this in agreement, and I'm telling the audience I am nodding to this.
Okay, what else about the ending? Oh, when Maka finds out that Soul will be the last Death Scythe, all that, she barely even reacts to that either. She's like, okay, lost my partner, whatever. And the same with the Thompson sisters. They just lost their partner. And they're like, okay, whatever.
It seems to be the common theme, isn't it, with all this? It's like, whatever, we're just gonna do this, do that, whatever.
Just go with it, everyone.
And then a Madhog screamed from thousands of miles away.
That comic that we read, me and Madhog, was horrible. I wasn't even playing it up. It was really bad.
Yeah,
and then, like, the 9/11 joke came up, and you just hear me for 10 minutes screaming into a microphone. Okay. And that's it. That's the ending. Oh, best part, you don't know what happens to Krona. Is he dead? Is he alive? Did he sacrifice himself? Is he sitting there watching all the boobs happen? You don't know.
It could be anything. It could have been, like, became the moon itself, for all you know. You're like...
That's a good possibility, actually. What if he did become the moon? That's actually a really good idea.
Yeah, but I mean, it doesn't exactly explain it, unless he's, thinking of doing a sequel, which I doubt.
He, she, it, potato.
Yeah, the transgendered potato.
And, a lot of people have been having questions like, we never get to find out Krona's gender. We never get to see Maka's mother. The ending's bad enough, don't add on to it. Yeah. I didn't want... First off, I think Krona's a guy, but I'd rather if he stayed androgynous.
Yeah, I'd rather that stay a mystery too, because there are just some mysteries that should just stay like that.
I just want to know what the hell happens to Krona. At least they could have told us that he became the moon. That'd be well, it wouldn't be perfect, but... Well, I could deal with that.
the...
I can't deal with this ending.
Yes, even I couldn't deal with the ending. I think as soon as I read the ending, I just dropped the manga completely.
I remember I was reading it and I jumped on the Team Yume chat. I'm like, the ending was shit, guys. Just saying. Jumped on Tumblr. The ending is shit. Jumped on 4chan. The ending is still shit.
Everywhere must know that the ending was absolutely atrocious. Poorly thought out. Next to everything else, basically it had a good beginning that basically sets up basically what the quest is, what the antagonists are going to be, and basically all these interesting characters and great humor sort of thing with quirkiness involved.
And then boobs. And then boobs happened.
Yeah, and then boobs happened, and they drop, like, just drop plot twists everywhere, just in hopes that, that it would make a lot of sense when it doesn't, because you didn't set up for it.
I did think, during the manga, Medusa's death made a lot more sense in the manga than in the anime. Because, like I said, they were still rushing it. In the manga, Medusa starts giving Krona motherly love. Krona's like, I don't know how to deal with this! And then he stabs her. I guess that makes sense, because he never had it, and once he does get it, he's like, what the hell is this? Who are you?
Yeah,
in the anime, it's like, Maka, friggin' chops her friggin' head off. That's it. Or chops her friggin' body up. I haven't watched in a while.
The manga definitely deals with Medusa a lot more better for how she should exit stage left off the manga.
Like, she gets what's coming to her, basically.
Yeah, even though she just goes and acts all motherly with Krona for the first time in its life. Yeah.
And another thing, I noticed about the anime and the manga, you know the part where, Krona's little and he has to, kill the baby bunnies?
Oh, yes, that one.
In the anime, they made it a dragon. I never noticed that until I read the manga. I'm like, wait, isn't that supposed to be a dragon? Why is it bunnies now?
I think the anime might have cleaned something up to be less crueler.
Okay, okay, final thoughts about Soul Eater.
Well, I've said my thoughts. Basically, the anime and manga both set up quite well. It's just the anime kind of ended better than what the manga did. It was basically, how to say, it's like wasted potential almost.
Okay, final thoughts on the anime. Both of them are good. The endings, while both rushed, the manga basically threw random shit at your face and expected you to deal with it. But overall, great characters. The story was phenomenal. And yeah, that's really it. I mean, there's not much to say about it, but
I think the best one was probably Medusa for antagonist-wise, because she just keeps twisting everything.
Oh man, she's one villain who I can say, wow, she's a real bitch. You know that?
Yeah.
And I'm supposed to think that. With a lot of antagonists, I feel, most of the time, I feel sorry for them. With Medusa, I don't feel sorry for you. I'm supposed to hate you, and I do hate you.
Exactly.
That's what villains are for.
That's what villains are supposed to be for. You're supposed to feel like as if they have done something so deplorable and despicable that you just want to see them get their comeuppance.
Basically. Character-wise, Maka in the anime, she did get on my nerves sometimes, but I really did like her. I loved Soul. Death the Kid, I have no words for. Everything about him is just OCD.
It's
definitely.
not symmetrical.
Is it symmetrical? Guys? But, yes.
I have to admit, to say that this one character is probably considered generic to most people, for some reason I actually did like Tsubaki the most at the good guy's side.
Definitely.
She had the coolest transformations as well as some really, awesome weaponry at hand. just too bad she's handled by a loudmouth. And, yeah, I just have a thing for nice, sweet girls, usually, for characters.
Okay, character-wise, oh my god, I hate to say this, people are always like, oh, I love Death the Kid, I love Soul. Oh, I like Stein.
Oh, Stein, he's awesome.
I love Stein.
He is...
Everything about him, his personality, the way he handles Marie and Spirit, is just phenomenal. Not to mention, he is drop-dead handsome. I'm sorry.
Oh, to be honest, just because I'm the open sword, I would say that he definitely does look like he got a lot more handsome appeal, if you know what I mean, compared to the other males.
Like, I don't understand. People love Death the Kid, and I love him too, but come on, he does get a little bit annoying. Like, the OCD part I love, but something about Death the Kid irks me. I don't know if the OCD part doesn't get on my nerves. It's just something about him that just pisses me off.
Because it's like a one running gag with him.
That's basically the only thing he really has going for him, besides the goddamn skateboard.
And the fact he fires his guns upside down.
That actually does not piss me off, but it pisses a lot of other people off. I'm not sure why. He shoots with his pinkies. That annoys my best friend. I don't know why. It's like, why?
Anime!
God, Japan, what is this? Okay, we should move off of Soul Eater for now before I cry.
Yeah, before we just gush over this.
Okay, now we will talk about RWBY! Rooster Teeth
yes,
and Monty Oom, getting it on.
Yes, the newest series that, created by Monty
I think it's Monty Oom, I'm not sure.
Monty Oom? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it, but I just never known how to pronounce it properly, but my goodness, well, as soon as I found out that the guy created an original series compared to Dead Fantasy and that One Piece with Halo versus with Master Chief versus Samus Aran, I was like there already because that guy is a god with battle choreography.
Okay, I remember when I was on Rooster... I've been a fan of Rooster Teeth for a year now. I'm into Achievement Hunter, I'm into everything. RT Life, you name it, I've watched it. And I saw on their channel they posted Red trailer. And I'm like, what's this? What's this? I don't watch... Well, I just started watching Red vs. Blue a couple months ago after I got into RWBY.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what's this? I watched it. The first thing that came to my head was Soul Eater. Just little girls, big Scythes. Hence title.
Yes. Here's the connection, folks, between Soul Eater and RWBY. A little girl with a huge scythe.
That also turns
Only
into
this
a
one
gun.
has a sniper rifle put into her scythe.
But I remember I watched all the trailers. I was so pumped for the first episode. Monty and Rooster Teeth basically got the whole internet pumped for it. They had cosplays going out before the first episode came out. People are already making fan theories. They're already making maps. They're already making OCs.
That's kind of shocking to say that the series didn't come out at that point.
And I'm thinking, if this is a letdown, people are not going to be happy. And there's a lot of people doubting, like, what if this isn't as good as we think it is? I mean, there's no story. There wasn't any story yet. It was basically 4 girls with weapons kicking ass.
As typical of Monty Oom.
I haven't watched Dead Fantasy, but I've heard of it.
Yeah, but you take my word for it. He's always...
It's ladies kicking ass, basically.
Yeah, it's basically ladies kicking ass. Even Master Chief was a woman.
Oh god. That image, I do not want you to put that back in my head.
Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna stuff it back into everyone's heads with a plunger.
Okay, but when the first episode came out, I died a little. Not because it was bad, because it was beautifully amazing. Everything about it. The opening theme, I'm going to put that on my iPod soon. RWBY's voice, which pissed off a lot of people, but it matched her personality. People
Agreed.
thought RWBY would be this quiet little girl. No, she's this little spazzy little kid who wields a goddamn scythe. Which also turns into a gun. Who she also beats the crap out of robbers. Who also chases this guy down. Who also shoots shit at him.
Shoots a helicopter.
Yeah. I mean, guys.
Alongside a magical
Guys, it's
wielding
beautiful.
witch.
Oh yeah, alongside a huntress, who's basically someone who can wield dust, who is totally not magic, in Auntie Moon's sense.
Yeah, dust is definitely not magic.
It's not
powder.
magic, guys. It's dust. There's a difference. Trust me. There's no goddamn difference. Okay. The characters. Ruby Rose, what do you think?
From the hero side, characters are very quirky, for that matter, just like Soul Eater. Basically, each of them have their own unique, bubbly personalities that make them very, except for Weiss, of course, who basically is your typical tsundere, but we'll get to her. But yeah, I just like the characters in general. RWBY herself, as the main character, is actually very amusing to watch, especially when she gets all fangirlish over
derpy.
weapons. Let's see. Other than that, I can't really think of what else to say about any of them because they're all pretty interesting and funny. You'll definitely find one you're gonna like. And as far as I could see, none of them were annoying at all.
Okay, it's time for my take. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Okay.
I get to take Madhog's role and talk over everyone.
Okie dokie.
Okay, let's see. Ruby Rose. I guess it's a different take from Maka, who's the super serious, smart meister. She's not smart. She's not mature. But you gotta love her. Because it's one of those things where they start out at the bottom, and then they slowly make their way up to where they want to be. Which I guess Soul Eater, it kind of starts them out where they want to be. Because Maka, you started out with the super badass meister. And RWBY, while she is a badass person when it comes to wielding her scythe, she isn't exactly there yet.
Yeah, definitely one of those.
And that goes for all the other characters. Like, they have their strong points, but Monty Oom doesn't forget to put their weak points in there too.
Yeah, basically just to give them something to fight for, essentially, and find some way to cover their weaknesses through one way or another.
As for the characters, I love RWBY. Weiss, people thought of her like RWBY. She was gonna be this quiet girl. She ended up being the bitch of all of them. And at first, I wasn't even... At the first episode where Weiss comes in, which I think is episode 2, I didn't really like her. But then you get to see... you get to see more of her personality go on. And I'm still not a big fan of her, but I don't hate her. And I'm probably gonna like her as the series goes on.
Yeah, I don't really like her either, just because I dislike
the bitch. The tsundere bitch.
Yeah, sure, I'll let you say that because I'm not the type to say those swear words, but I just don't like the up your own, upper lip, upper class gits.
Oh god, gits.
Yes, gits.
The wankers. Okay,
Yes.
Blake, she was basically what everyone thought she was gonna be. And
Yeah,
honestly, I
basically.
want to know more about her.
Yes, she definitely was quiet. She doesn't talk too much, but she only says what needs to be said and all that jazz.
And as for Yang, she is my favorite out of Team RWBY. She's just this girl who doesn't take shit from anyone.
And don't mess with her hair.
Don't mess with her hair or she will end you. Okay, as for Team Juniper, I know I shouldn't say this, I love Jean. I really do. I know he's supposed to be a spin-off of Joan of Arc, and so far he has done absolutely nothing. But you know there's going to be something coming up good for him.
Yeah, this is probably one of the things wrong with RWBY right now, it's basically still in its introductory stages of introducing the characters, the setting, and basically setting everything up just so you get a good feel of what you're going to be seeing. But the time, though, it's usually a bit random, usually because the first episode is like 12 minutes long, and then when you get to the next one, it's like
5 minutes, 4 minutes.
Yeah, 5, and then you get randomly. It's below 10 to 4 minutes at most.
And then, like, the big battle scene in the forest was 12 minutes, and then it goes back to 5 minutes.
Yeah, so some people might be put off with the fact they're gonna get so little, and it's each week. But
that was basically my biggest turnoff before the big battle scene in the forest. Like, all the episodes are basically 4 minutes long.
Yeah, essentially, you have to think of it like, in order to get through, like, say, the time of one anime episode, you would have to watch, like, 2 to 3 episodes of RWBY in order to get one full episode.
Basically.
Yeah, that's just the downside to it. It's basically still in that stage. It still is right now, currently.
Next episode, next night, tomorrow night.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait for that either. But, like I was saying, though, what was I about to say? Ah, yeah. Sorry. I'm about to say that, that RWBY is still in its introductory stages, so basically, we're not even got to the meat of the plot yet. We got a sort of sense
what
of
is the plot?
The main antagonist, but it's just...
I want to see more of friggin'... I remember when I first saw him, and me and my friend were talking, and I'm like, yeah, I want to see more of Roman Toothpick. I know that's not his real name, but that's what I said. And he's like, yeah, I want to see more of Toothpick, too. And we just kept on calling him Toothpick until we saw him come back in that one episode. And we're like, oh, Torchwick, yeah. We know you.
Yeah, so... basically, we've not got even a sense of what's going to be the main goal yet. We're just basically, had to get the girls into the school and kick her in there. And
gotta get the classes.
Gotta get the classes.
Gotta have the bullies.
Yeah, it's gotta have...
Oh, the newest episode
bullies.
Brought up a lot of questions. I mean, we do see a glimpse of the bullies in the battle scene. Well, not the battle scene, but at the end where they bring up the names, like they bring up the teams.
Yep.
And I want to know, the girl that they were taunting, the one with the bunny ears.
Yes, the one
They couldn't have brought her in for nothing. This girl has something to do with the plot.
Yeah, she also was in the ending credit picture.
Yeah, so they couldn't have done that for nothing.
Yeah, so she has to be there for a reason. She must have an important role.
I keep on bringing up the part from the first episode when they bring up the White Fang and the riot. I have a feeling that her and Adam have something to do with it, and I want to see Adam, or else I swear to God, I will fly to Texas and find Monty and lock him in a closet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm making you feel horribly awkward now.
Nah, you're not making me feel horribly awkward. I just have no idea how to counteract that one by going other than saying, okay, calm down, sit down and have a cup of whatever keeps you calm. But
and also with Junior and everyone, in the trailers they couldn't have brought them up for nothing.
Yeah, they could have just brought them up just for,
Okay, maybe Junior. I don't think still for Adam.
Yeah, I don't think Adam definitely has to play a role. Basically, Blake's partner that was left behind. But yeah, other than that,
I at least want to see something with him. Like, maybe them going out. I don't know. I have it on the headcanon list on my wall, but I mean, I don't think she needs him, but it would be nice to see him again.
You know what? One thing I couldn't stop questioning last time when I was watching it.
What?
I could not stop questioning in my own head. Why do you need rocket-propelled lockers?
Yeah, I had to pause the video and just sit there for a moment and just say, "Wow, Monty, really? Is that what you thought was the best idea? I'm not saying this is bad, but...
How does it even work? Why would it be needed? How does it...
I didn't even want to question that. I'm like, it's Monty logic. It's RWBY logic. It can happen.
Well, yeah, I'm just trying to figure that out. What, they're gonna forget their weapon and goes, oh, gotta call my locker?
It's the future, I guess. They can do that.
Yes. Sorry, I couldn't help but question that constantly.
It's Monty logic, guys. Just go with it.
Speaking as a person who's watched Monty's past works, an interesting thing to note if you've not seen any of his past works, well, Dead Fantasy was the only one that had any male character appear, but
well, he did direct a part of Red vs. Blue, so I heard.
But I was gonna say that Monty wasn't really good in Dead Fantasy for having a model that looked kind of male-ish, because basically you had like a female-looking cloud strife with no, womanly figure helping someone, and and RWBY is like a big step up because the guys actually look like guys.
Well, oh god, speaking of guys, Ren and Nora, it's gonna be canon.
Yes.
I can't believe they made a boob shirt.
Yes, as soon as I mentioned I watched RWBY to Shannon, folks, she went gaga telling me, well, Nora and Ren, they must happen.
That babies. I remember when friggin' Madhog said he was watching RWBY and I went nuts. When anyone says they watched RWBY, I basically flip my laptop over in rage and happiness. Happiness, I don't know. Mixed emotions.
You can thank me for that, to introducing Madhog to it, because that was me.
And when he told me he started watching Red vs. Blue, I nearly cried. I'm like, this is beautiful. He just has to watch Dead Fantasy, something I've never watched.
Yeah, Dead Fantasy's only upside is that it's full-on action. There's little rhyme to reason to why, but it's just,
just go with it.
Yes, it's just, at first it starts off with Dead or Alive and Final Fantasy characters, but
Dead or Alive.
Yeah, and then you've got Kingdom Hearts Kairi coming into it somehow.
Whoa, what?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
That's basically what happened in Dead Fantasy. Basically, at first you start with Final Fantasy characters and Dead or Alive characters fighting each other, and then suddenly Kairi joins the side of the Final Fantasy characters to fight.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, that's nice that they're pulling other Square properties that has
we can't have a Kingdom Hearts crossover with Final Fantasy, but we can have Dead or Alive and Final Fantasy crossover, and then Kairi just shows up. Fuck logic.
Yeah.
I'm done here.
Yeah, but I think we should probably wrap things up and say the similarities.
Okay, similarities. There are a couple. I mean, the most prominent ones are little girls, big scythes, and a school that trains warriors. Not to mention all the monsters they gotta beat the shit out of.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. The only difference being is that one deals with souls and the other deals with dust.
An aura.
Yes, and you also have to deal, and also you have
all those magical things that Monty made up. Quote
and
unquote.
You also have to deal with witches and Soul Eater.
And in here, I guess you gotta deal with Toothpick. Torchwick. I don't even know.
Yes, the guy with the...
I want to know more about him. The only thing we know about him is just running around like, I'm gonna go steal your dust, and I don't care. And I got this girl who shoots fire at people.
And I've got this cane that turns into a sniper.
And I got this cigar, who... I guess that's my signal, I guess.
Yeah, that's my...
That's my insignia.
To end things.
And I rob places, and I beat up little girls.
Yes, I am a bully.
Fear me, I'm the villain, guys.
Fear me, I'm a
It's not like it was so obvious.
I love to beat up 14-year-old girls with my bitchin' cane.
Yeah, there is a difference between Soul Eater and RWBY. I guess since RWBY is still early on, I can't say anything about the villain, but the only thing Toothpick has really done is be like, hey, I robbed this store. You guys know I'm the villain, right? And Medusa, you know she's the villain. She's evil. Even when she's a nurse, you know that she's up to something. Those little arrows and shit.
Yeah, that plus the whole snake motif that screams, Orochimaru, she's the villain!
At least, I think he's trying too hard to be the villain. But Torchwick, he's like, I robbed a store. I beat up little girls.
Yes, I robbed a store and beat up little girls. I even also got this bitchin' cane as well as this bitchin' woman that casts fire.
Okay, anything else before we wrap this up about RWBY or Soul Eater?
Not really. I think we said everything we need to be said, and plus we've been going on for like, what, 40 minutes almost?
37, actually.
Well, that's good then. At least we kept it, long.
At least with, like, the podcast that I've done with the other two, like, we'd be going on for an hour, and I'd be like, guys, we gotta wrap this up. And I still do that with Adriana. I'm like, we gotta wrap this up. And then 10 minutes later, I'm like, we still need to wrap this up. And then
I'm gonna say this to you now. We gotta wrap this up.
Okay. Well, thank you for listening, everyone. This is me and Devar Arkvaron signing out from the internet. But we're probably gonna talk after this about horrible things or something. Well, that was a horrible
awesome
exit right there.
Awesome things depend on what our feelings are like.
We're gonna talk about our feelings, guys.